Good morning, Jackson High School students and staff, and welcome to the 2019-2020 school year. This morning, we want to show you a short video of an overview of our handbook rules and regulations. The purpose of this video is to assist you in many ways. It will help you know the changes for the new school year, it will help you start your year off right, and it will help to support you in achieving your goals. On this slide, you will see our administration. Please note the changes to our administration at Jackson High School this year. Mr. Michael is now our athletic director. Ms. Jeffers is now an assistant principal and will be working with students with the last names A through GRA. Mr. Chromebook is now an assistant principal and will be working with students with the last names GRB through PAR. Mr. Ziners will now be working with students with the last names PAS through Z. On this slide, you will see our guidance counselors. Mrs. Bueller will be working with students A through COR. Mrs. Rawls, COS through GRA, Ms. Pizzo, GRB through LA, Mr. Tracy, LB through PAR, Mrs. Prado, PAS through SMI, and Ms. Armsy, SMJ through Z. On this slide, you will see our administration, office staff, and our guidance counselors. There are no changes from the previous year to our office staff. The bell schedule has not changed from last year. It should be posted throughout the classrooms. You will see the lunch periods are still from periods 4 through 7. Students, after school, please do not hang around the building unsupervised. If you are waiting for a ride or for an extracurricular activity, please wait in the commons area or go to your assigned area where your extracurricular activity is meeting. This year, we will continue to have a Connections homeroom schedule each Wednesday. The room and teacher that you are currently assigned to will be your Connections home for your time at Jackson High School. This will be a time for you to check in with your Connections coach on your grades, take part in fun activities, and grow both academically and as an individual. We are looking forward to continuing this program at Jackson High School. Take a look at your schedule. You may need a schedule change, but understand that if it is not an emergency, you must follow your schedule the first day of school. The only reason to change a schedule on the first day is if you are missing a lunch or a core academic class. If it is not for that reason, you must stop by the Student Services office to get a schedule change form, make the changes on that sheet, and get the appropriate signatures from your parents and teacher. The deadline for schedule changes is Monday, August 26th. Any schedule changes submitted after August 26th may result in an F penalty. Please do not request to change a lunch or a teacher. Those will not be honored. The attendance office is a place for you to visit for any of the following needs: locker problems, sign in and signing out of the building, turning in excuses, whether it be medical, parent, or court excuses, turning in pre-excuses for college visits or vacations, dropping off medications, taking medications, going to the clinic, setting appointments to see an administrator. School absences. We expect you to be here daily, but we know that some days you may miss school. The big point here is that you can see in bold is to make sure your parent guardian calls the school to let us know that you will be off so that it can be counted as an excused absence. If we don't get a phone call or a note from a parent or guardian, that absence may be marked unexcused, and if that is the case, you may receive a 0 for any work, test, or assessment that you may have missed in that class for that day. If you have a vacation that comes up during the school year, please make sure you bring a note from your parent or guardian to the attendance office. The staff in the attendance office will help you get all the forms you will need. We expect you to be on time to school, but we know there will be mornings you are running late. We do give you 2 warnings each 9 weeks for being late to school. After this, you may receive a detention and other consequences if tardiness to school continues. If you are late to school or enter the building after 7:40 a.m., please use the main entrance, which is in the front entrance by the security desk. If you are late, you must sign in and you will get a pass from the attendance office. Understand that teachers throughout the school day will address tardiness to class. If you are absent from school when you return from an excused absence, you are responsible for your makeup work. Please check the teacher website or Polaris. Email your teacher or meet with your teachers when you return. Any previously announced quizzes, tests, assignments, or projects must be taken or submitted on the first day you return back to school. Early dismissals. A written explanation or phone call from a parent or guardian should be submitted to the attendance office prior to first period. The note should include a telephone number where parents can be reached and grade of student. Students will not be permitted to leave school early without parental permission. You must sign out in the attendance office prior to leaving for an early dismissal. Failure to do so may result in consequences. Each student leaving school property during school hours will be required to have a dismissal pass signed by a school staff member. Medication procedure. Parents and guardians must bring in any kind of medication for a student to the attendance office. Fill out authorization forms in the attendance office. Give the attendance office a copy of physician prescription. Notify the attendance office of any changes in prescription. Students must take medication in the attendance office, not carry any kind of medication while on school property unless authorized. This may result in consequences if you are found with any medication. Lockers. Your locker is the property of the Jackson Local School District. It may be inspected without notice. Do not share your combination with others. Do not disable your lock. Hall passes. Students must have a hall pass when traveling throughout the building during class periods. This includes teachers' classroom passes, or it could be a paper pass. Hall passes must be shown to school personnel upon request. Failure to do so may result in school discipline. Dress code. We want you to be able to express your individuality, but we also want you to come to school dressed appropriately. Final judgment rests with school administration. It is your responsibility to know the general guidelines. Violations of dress code. The first offense will be an ADA assignment, a warning for the remainder of the period, or until you can get a change of clothes. Further offenses will result in an ADA plus up to a 4-hour Friday detention. Continuing on with the dress code, pants must be worn appropriately. No underwear showing, cannot drag on the floor. Shorts, skirts, dresses must be no shorter than 6 inches above the kneecap. Skirts and dresses may be as short as halfway down the thigh if you are wearing leggings or tights underneath. Clothes should not have holes or be cut or torn or tattered. You will face school discipline if you have holes in pants that are 6 inches above the kneecap. No pajamas, please. Leggings, tights, spandex, pants that are sheer or could be seen through must be worn with a top, skirt, or dress that is mid-thigh or longer. Tank tops, low-cut, or revealing clothing and midriffs are not permitted. Items which obscure your identity, such as hats, bandanas, or sunglasses, must be removed upon entering the building. Jackets, coats to be worn to and from school only. Shoes or sandals must be worn at all times. Please do not wear slippers. No inappropriate extreme accessories. No chains, wallet chains, etc. Backpacks or book bags are allowed during the school day, but if issues arise throughout the year with space in classes or using them in an improper way, the privilege for packs may be revoked. Dress code at athletic events. Tank tops, low-cut or revealing clothing, midriffs, and halter tops are not permitted. Shirts are to be worn to all athletic events. No bare chests. You may be asked to change or leave if it is determined that you are dressed inappropriately. Dance rules. Jackson High School dress code applies for all informal dances. For semi-formal and formal dances, students are asked to wear appropriate attire. Guests who are not Jackson students must complete a guest form prior to purchasing a ticket. No students below 9th grade are permitted to dances. School safety. You will have school personnel, staff, and monitors who will cover school safety with you. Throughout this first week of school, make sure you know and understand the fire, tornado, and lockdown procedures. And the most important thing is to be quiet and listen to staff and announcements because we want to make sure that everyone is safe and secure in our building. Students are not permitted to hold exterior doors open for other individuals to get into the building at any time. You will face school discipline if you are seen opening an exterior door for another individual. Computer technology policy. It is important to remember that the use of technology is a privilege. Your files may be reviewed or searched by personnel at any time. Please make sure you are using your computers and technology in an appropriate way. Make sure you read that user agreement you got before you sign it. You can refer to that user agreement in the student handbook, which is on the web, or a copy will be sent to your Gmail Bearworks account. Computer technology policy continued. Students may not charge any electronic device using school property. This includes cell phones, laptops, computers, and iPads. Our one-to-one Initiative Chromebook for grades 9 through 12. Devices should remain in the cases at all times. Rules and guidelines are in effect before, during, and after school hours. Students are expected to report any device damage as soon as possible in the TLC. This means no later than the next school day. If the mobile device is lost or stolen during the school day, the student is required to contact a teacher or school administrator immediately. Students are expected to keep the devices in good condition. Failure to do so may result in fines for repair or replacement. Students are encouraged to take their device home every day. Students are also required to charge the device fully each night. Leave the power cord or charger at home. You are responsible for lost or stolen chargers. Any violation of AUP or one-to-one agreement or any behavior deemed inappropriate may be subject to school discipline at the discretion of administration. Bring your own device, BYOD. You may register up to 2 devices to be used on the school's Wi-Fi network. There is no connection to printers. Registration and directions are posted on the school's website. You will not receive access until your user agreement is assigned and turned in. When you go to log into our network, you will be directed to how to sign in. Users shall have no expectation of privacy when using district technology and internet services, and you are responsible for your devices. Students, please be aware that you can possess cell phones throughout the day as long as they are off and out of sight during class time. Electronic devices may be used appropriately while at lunch. For safety reasons, so you can hear staff directives or emergency bells, we do ask that you only wear one earbud in at a time. This includes in the hallways as well. Be sure not to use your cameras or recording devices. They are not to be used anywhere in school unless you have permission from staff because you are working on a project for school. If there is any technology violation, staff may confiscate your device. You may lose your privilege to bring your cell phone or electronic device to school, and you could serve a greater consequence as well. Just a reminder that you do have student email on your Beverages account. Be reminded to make sure you check that account. Teachers will use that account as well as we are going to send the student handbook to you as an attachment in that account. Make sure you read the guidelines online and return that permission form for the technology policy. Please make sure you are using your Beverages account appropriately. The library, the Learning Commons, also known as the TLC. The staff in the TLC, once again this year, will be Miss Conti, Mrs. Wolf, and Mrs. Williams. Hours of operation are Monday through Thursday, 6:45 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., and they're going to close at 3 o'clock on Fridays. Expectations for the TLC: we want to maintain an academic atmosphere. We expect you to get help with all your schoolwork from teachers and peer tutors, and find a great book to read, or just get help with research. When reporting to the TLC, please get a pass from your teacher to use if you're going to use it during your study hall. Report directly to the TLC and sign in. Do not go to your study hall if you have a pass. You may use the TLC during your lunch with permission from Ms. Conti. Students with early dismissal or late arrival or CCP schedules are always welcome to stop in TLC during their free times. Students are also encouraged to use the TLC before and after school. Library cards. Your student ID card, which you will receive after the pictures you are taken for the yearbook, is your library card. Please keep your student ID in your Chromebook case ID slot. Replacements cost $3, and you will need to pay for those in the main office. Let's talk about lunchtime in the Commons. Understand that there is no off-campus lunch privileges. Students may not leave campus and fast food may not be delivered. Please remain in a seat throughout the period. Please respect the request of high school staff monitors and treat our monitors as you would treat any high school staff member, with respect. And when finished with lunch, clean up your table area, throw all your trash and unwanted food away. Work on your homework, talk with friends, use your electronic device, but please remain in a seat unless you have a pass to leave. Extended lunchtime is a privilege. Please respect the rights of others or that privilege may be revoked. Food and beverage must be kept in the Commons. The state prohibits us from having food in other areas of the building besides the Commons area. If we are at an assembly, we ask that you show respect for any speaker. When they approach the podium, please show respect by being quiet, remaining attentive and listening to what they have to say. Throughout the year, we will have pep rallies. Please show respect for your peers, fellow classmates, and athletes and get involved. Be loud and have fun. There should be a lot of high energy at these pep rallies. When we have assemblies or rallies, please go directly to those assigned areas when it is time or when called over the PA. Please don't wander throughout the building. Another student conduct piece we want to talk about is fighting. Understand that every student in this building has a right to feel safe from harm here at Jackson High School. Assaulting or fighting with other students will not be tolerated within Jackson local schools. Understand that if you get involved in a physical altercation with another student, you may be suspended for 10 days, you may be recommended for expulsion to Mr. DiLoretto, the superintendent, and you may be charged by the police for assault or disorderly conduct. Again, we want everyone to feel safe from harm here at school. If you have an issue with a student, rather than fighting with them or challenging them to a fight, please come see an assistant principal, a guidance counselor, or a teacher so that we can mediate and help you work through those issues you may have. Tobacco. Smoking or possession of tobacco, tobacco products, electronic vapor cigarettes, nicotine products, or tobacco paraphernalia on property owned by the Board of Education is prohibited. Students that violate the tobacco policy will receive 1 day in ADA plus a 4-hour detention on their first offense. Repeated violations may lead to a recommendation for expulsion. Our chemical use policy. Jackson High School is committed to providing a learning environment free of chemical abuse or dependency by students. In a case where a student is under the influence of or uses, possesses, sells, or distributes drugs or alcohol and/or drug paraphernalia during school or at a school-related activity, the student may be suspended and/or expelled. Alcohol, drug-related offenses are cumulative for students in grades 9 through 12. A student's record will carry over from year to year, and consequences will be administered accordingly. Please see the Jackson High School Student Handbook for more details regarding the chemical use policy. If you are of age and it is time for you to start driving, make sure that you are following all of our driving and parking rules. Your car must be registered with Mr. Gagliardi. Permits must be displayed on your rearview mirror. For those of you already driving, you must display your permit also. This must be done by Thursday, August 29th. Those of you getting your license or getting a vehicle later on in the year, once you start bringing a vehicle on campus, please see Mr. Gagliardi so you can get a parking permit. There are designated areas for students to park, so please do not park in guest or visitor or staff parking areas. If you have a white tag, then you may park in the front by the soccer track stadium. If you have a black tag, then you are expected to park in the back lots next to and behind Aux Gym 2. We want you to drive at an appropriate speed and to watch out for pedestrians. If we have any issues with you driving too fast or parking in the wrong spaces, your vehicle may not be allowed on campus. Also remember that when your vehicle is parked on our campus, it may be subject to search at any time. Here is a list of some things that may happen if you fail to display your parking tag. Again, make sure you have your parking tag up in your rearview mirror so that we can see it and know that you are supposed to be on our lot. We want to make sure our students and staff are the only people utilizing our parking lot. If you are riding the bus, be sure to ride your assigned shuttle bus after school. You must ride your assigned shuttle bus over to the middle school. You may not walk to the middle school from the high school. If you do make that choice, you will not be allowed to get on the bus at the middle school. Once you get off of your shuttle bus at the middle school, immediately walk to and get on the appropriate bus that takes you home. Make sure while you are on the bus that you show respect to the bus driver and your peers. Make sure you follow all transportation rules because we want you to be safe and make it home safely. Remember, riding the bus is a privilege. Please don't do anything to lose it. If you happen to break a rule or have an altercation with another student or something of that nature, here is a general list of things that could happen. Again, hopefully we don't have to use any of these consequences and you have a safe and happy year. Some of the ways to make sure you do have a great year is to treat others with respect and dignity. You'll get it if you give it. This includes staff, fellow students, and visitors. Be reminded that bullying, intolerance, harassment, or hazing will not be tolerated. Make good impressions. Follow classroom rules. Be prepared for class. Comply with staff requests. And make sure to ask questions if you don't understand. And always practice academic integrity. Plagiarism, cheating, appearance of cheating as taking, giving, using ideas, writings, or information from another source and offering them as your own will be prohibited. Go ahead and read all these and check on your exam dates. For year-long course exams, we'll be given the week of December 16th. Semester course exams will also be given during the week of December 16th. Any student that has an A average in a particular class does not have to take final exams. Remember that perfect attendance does not exempt you from final exams. And students who are ill or on vacation, this includes excused absences during examination time, must make up those exams after the examination dates. And students will not be permitted to take exams early. Our biggest goal for everyone while you are here at Jackson High School is to graduate. Make sure you meet with your counselors. A lot of adults want to help you be successful. When it comes to furthering your education, now is the time to start thinking about college, and that includes you, freshmen. Remember that you will get one excused visitation day as a junior, summer visitations between junior and senior year, weekend visitation days, usually fall and spring, and you will be allowed 2 excused visitation days as a senior. For ACT and SAT, Jackson High School is an ACT testing site. Be sure to use our testing site code when signing up for a test. And note that registration deadlines are typically at least 1 month prior to each test. And you can see there the ACT testing dates. Some final suggestions. Be successful. We care about your education and we are here to help. Be responsible. Develop and demonstrate a sense of responsibility, integrity, and respect. Get prepared. The world is changing. What are you doing to get prepared for your next steps in life? And make a difference. Join a club or activity, volunteer, and get involved. And if you need anything, just ask staff. Be sure to check your school Bear Works account for a copy of the student handbook. And let's make this our best school year yet.